Recently, I was working on this very simple circuit board. It's basically the center of the board is a FPGA, and they connect to different sensors. So this for all the sensor different to make the data conversion. And you have, of course, you have clocks and configuration resistors, or the drivers, buffers, all the stuff like that. What's really interesting to me is when I first started working on this board, I placed this FPGA like right in the middle, like a square in the middle, and I found I have trouble to get the pins to fan out to like a straightforward connection go to the different sensors, different inputs. Then I decide to rotate the FPGA in 45 degrees, placed like this. Then you can see you have this face kinds of really faced to the different sensors input. And this way it's relatively easier to get the signal directly to the chip, to the components you want to be. And if you look at the back side, of course, all the decoupling capacitors for the FPGA and resistors, whatever you need for the FPGA to work, you also want to place in 45 degrees. So this makes it much easier to connect to the VS to the other side. And so let's turn off the 3D models, and then you can see this is a very small scale FPGA, only about 120 pins, and the pits between pads are 0.8. So when I can use relatively large vias, like a 10 mil vias, and so it's for the in terms of fabrication. So this is very easy to build. So most bar house can do that. Um, so I found that's very interesting when you place the components in 45 degrees, how much difference that can make. Okay. Another thing I want to mention is here. Yeah, you can see actually the pins, how to fan out the pins. The VA is pretty large. It's about 10 mil hole size and 18 mil diameter. So it's when you fan out these FPGAs and these most out layers very easy, just directly go outside, and the second rows you can just go past between the two pads between the first rows, and some vias for the other pins. Yeah. In terms of schematic, another trick I find is very useful for me is in the FPGA when you want to make a connection to the other parts, just do not make the line direction. For example, if I this pin L8 want to connect to the pin 12 of these components, I will not just make a wire direction connection from here right there. Instead, I use net label for all the connections. This is very good because when you do the layout, you will find out for most like straightforward connections, you need to swap pins. Of course, I mean the software have applications or tools to help you to swap pins. Most likely, I would like just go here if I want to need swap pins. I just, for example, I want to swap these configure pins to a different location. I just copy paste this net label to the different location to the pins I want, then push the design to the PCB layout, then makes a connection. So this way is very easy to make all the connections, and then so you won't have wires go all the way place, go everywhere. You have wires cross over, so it's very difficult to identify. Another trick I think is useful is just give the long name for the net name. Say if it's some signal go to the FPGA, I'll put the FPGA in the front, and if it's some signals go outside to a sensor, I put the sensor name there. If it's a low active signal, so I put underline N means no low active signal. This will be great help for when you do the firmware. So yeah, that's just some tips I noticed. Hopefully this will help you when you do FPGA layout.